I'm Laura and I'm from Taste and See here in Bellmere, Queensland. Bird damage across the season varies greatly depending on the weather, but we've had impacts associated to weekly losses of up to the 100,000s here at Taste and See. In a rainy, wet period, that's when we get annihilated the most.
Hi, my name's Tim Harris and I'm the farm manager here at Stothart Family Farms, Taste and See. We've estimated crop damage over both farms at Taste and See roughly in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have massive bird problems with lorikeets and cockatoos, but mainly lorikeets.
I decided to stop looking because when you can't control a problem, it's better to not know about it.
First and foremost, thanks to everyone for making an effort to come out today. We're excited. Excited to be here, so thanks to Tim and Laura for hosting us today, but also for agreeing to kind of work with us over the next couple of months as we conduct this RoBird trial on their property. We were saying we started last week, and it has been such a great opportunity for learning and understanding. We've had incredible observations, everything from kind of like wedge-tailed eagles to peregrine falcons and
everything in between.
Everything big and little and in between. So it's been a really good experience for us to, understand kind of the industry and begin kind of like learning the value we can add in strawberries and hopefully in this region. So thank you, and thanks to Wendy for her kind of support in helping us navigate coming in kind of from the other side of the world, helping to connect us with different growers has been hugely beneficial. So thanks to everyone for their support. So we thought today we would just start by running through kind of what is RoBird, what is RoBird supposed to do, and then Harry will do a bit of a demo as well so you can see it fly. So I'll hand it over to Harry.
Thank you. So yeah, we've got a mechanical bird, which is our main aim obviously is to deter birds in this scenario from eating our strawberries, Laura and Tim's strawberries. And it's essentially is an ornithopter, which is an older technology, not really seen much these days, which essentially just means it's going to fly by flapping its wings. The bird is simple in its just in the way that it flies, in that these foam wings just connect with wing rods into the bird and screw in. It'll flap its wings extremely quickly, and as it's launched, it's got a fly-by-wire system built into the computer, which automatically adjusts the tail here to, I guess, keep it level as it's flying along. The controller has a fair amount of switches. Each of them would just have one different function. One of the main functions we use to land, it'll put the bird into a glide mode, and it'll catch and just kind of glide in there and land on its belly.
The main intention is kind of like predatory presence over time. So biomimicry of, an apex predator. And so everything that we're looking for, especially in the first week, is how are birds responding? What type of, predatory response are we starting to observe and see amongst the birds on this property, and understanding kind of like behavioral patterns, and then how we can look to kind of break some of those behavioral patterns. And hopefully long term it's breaking those patterns before birds are coming in, so they're aware that there is a threat on this site. And those are types of kind of like evidence and data that we've collected in our other observations or on the other industrial sites that we've been working on.
Simply just connects with a little LiPo battery here. It'll get up to 15 minutes flight. We don't really take it over 10. We're reporting all of the bird hazing and observations that we make anyway, so you can kind of get a few per flight, and by 10 minutes we're bringing it back in and putting it charged, put the batteries back on charge, So it'll get over 1 kilometre. Once you get to over 500 metres, it kind of gets a bit hard to orientate. So most drone regulations anyway around the world have to keep it within visual line of sight.
So it's definitely like higher pressure times is typically what we're kind of working our operations around currently. So that was a bit of learnings from almonds too, was like to try and coming in, right at, dawn and dusk essentially.
So we're data collecting everything already on the farm, but we've introduced a bird bucket and a normal rubbish bucket to differentiate rubbish and bird damage. And so that's all being weighed separately, and that data is passed on to RoBird, and they're going to use that data to evaluate what the bird's doing on farm.
So the data will continue for the entire season. So we didn't get a lot of pre-data because we've only really just started picking, but we'll have that data up until July, and then post-bird we want to see if that actually increases again, or if it reduces, or if it maintains that reduction in crop loss. So very important to get a whole seasonal picture.